Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars.
Hey guys, welcome back. Be sure to check out the show notes at the bottom of this recording because I usually have a lot of cute little tidbits along the way, and you also get to follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Magical Garden. All the information will be down below.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, I am out here. Let's take a moment in time. We are here. We are refreshed. It is October and we're popping. I'm out here. So if you hear any things, any growling, I have my little teacup Yorkie with me. I mentioned briefly about how your girl is, how can I say, open to dating. And I have to say, things has changed, honey. Now, I haven't been in the pool, if I could even say I'm in the pool, honey. I haven't been in this pool for so long that I didn't realize that the water has changed. Now, I have heard, I have heard stories, but I'm just here to give y'all a little tea for those who are interested. This particular episode is for anybody in their mid 50s and up who, you know, is open to love, open to new beginnings in terms of relationships with the opposite sex, who, or, depending on whatever you want to be into. But what I'm saying is, I'm speaking to the people that are open to love. So let's get into it. So, guys, first of all, these dating apps. Now, I'm not opposed to the apps. I'm not opposed to it. But personally, I wanted to take the time to discuss a couple of things because I feel like a lot of people are very naive. Naive. A lot of people are very naive when it comes to getting back into the dating pool. Think about it. A lot of people my age who were born in the 70s, hey, even 60s and up, okay? And most of us are coming from previous past relationships, right? Maybe you were married before, divorcees or divorcees, or maybe widowed, right? And things can be a little daunting. So, your girl, of course, I'm always researching, and of course, everything is relatable. So, I wanted to take the time to shed a little light on what to expect when you get back out here. Number one, a lot of people now are opposed to using the phone. Okay, let's just get into it. A lot of people are opposed to using the phone. I find nowadays these phones are now the middleman when it comes to a relationship. And I'm going to touch upon why this can be a negative situation. Because, yeah, I know that these phones, people run businesses on these phones. People um, make millions on these phones, right? These phones now are our walking lifelines, so to speak. In saying that, there is a big disconnect, I find, okay? And studies have showed that people are relationships that are nonverbal has a disintegrating rate when it comes to intimacy. Because think about it, people are on these phones, people are texting nowadays, people are voice memoing, and that will never take the place, in my humble opinion, okay, um, with personal contact. And a lot of people nowadays find it more soothing to text you to death while love bombing you. And I'm going to get on that. Um, in establishing a relationship over the phone. And especially for women in their mid 50s and up, this is something that you really need to be sensitive towards, okay? And I wanted to make this episode because I want to give a sense of awareness. Because listen, we're in our 50s and we're in our 60s, we're even in our 70s. We're sexy, we're hot, we're taking care of our bodies, we have accomplished, okay, we have raised our kids. We are in our 50s, we're in our 60s, we're doing things, we're moving our bodies, we're getting snatched, right? We're looking good, we're feeling good, right? So, of course, we want to date. We want to share the fruits of our labor because, listen, no one wants to spend the rest of their lives totally alone. You know, I know for me, I went through my period and it was a deep healing period where I found it comforting to be by myself. I had no problem with doing that. Now I am in a state because I've been in the trenches for over 7 years. Okay. You, I've been doing the work. I've been doing the healing work. I've been doing the shadow work. You could go back into my previous episodes where I have spoken about the need to do shadow work, journaling. I've been doing the thing. So I'm comfortable having this conversation with you guys because I'm coming from a place of knowing. With that being said, a lot of women are finding themselves lonely and not really knowing how to, deal with these dating streets. So your girl is here to put you onto a little bit of game. I'm not saying that I am a professional, but I know a couple of things and I have learned a couple of things. So like a squirrel, I'm gonna gather my nuts and bring it over here. So to share with the group. Number one, a lot of men nowadays, and this is no shade, but a lot of men are finding it more comfortable to text you, to even voice memo you rather than ask you out on a physical date. And you want to really be careful because this can lead to people put this could lead to predatorial situations. You don't know who's behind the text. You can't gauge on a person's inflection in tone through a text, through an emoji, okay? And if you're not careful, you could find yourself in a whole text, quote unquote, relationship, and you never even saw the guy, especially when you transition from the app to your personal phone. Now, I would even go as far as to say if you are comfortable to get a designated phone number for dating, because you want to vet these people, right? You want to vet these individuals that you are giving your phone number to. Now, you can always block, so you don't necessarily have to get another line, but that's something that you may want to entertain. If you come across somebody that is always texting you good, the good morning, beautiful, how you doing, texting you, love bombing you, oh, you're so gorgeous, you're so gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're awesome, this is an easy way to fall into the pit, because guess what? Who doesn't love, especially when you've been in a drought for how many years? All of a sudden, you got this statuette gentleman paying you all this attention throughout the day, throughout the week, giving you all these accolades. And you know what? It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not going to say that every individual that does this is a bad person, because a lot of times, men could feel a little disheartened, with approaching a woman. It could be scary, their egos, maybe from past relationships. So maybe they're a little lukewarm in how they are to getting back into the dating game. Because it's not just women that are nervous, men are nervous too. Men are nervous too. With that being said, we want to stay in our femininity. We want to stay in playing in our feminine roles. And what do I mean by staying in your feminine role? Listen, I didn't make up the rules. God knew what was needed when He created woman, when He created man. We all, in my humble opinion, play a position in this world. Regardless of what, say what you want to say, this is my opinion, right? A woman is a woman and a man is a man. However you identify yourself, that is a personal trait, but I'm just saying in terms of how we showed up, and I'm gonna even go as far as to say biblically. Now, you may be a believer, you may not be a believer. That's okay, but scientifically, we play a physical role. The sperm goes to the egg. You don't see the egg chasing the sperm. Okay, I'm gonna be as simple as that. There's a reason, there is a rhyme or reason for everything in life, right? With that being said, when you find yourself in a position, ladies, and you are now in the dating sector, and this man that you are smitten head over heels over, whether you met him online, whether you met him in a church or anywhere that you felt that it was comfortable, that you struck up conversation and you said to yourself, this is a nice gentleman. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to give him my number. If this man is only texting you, guys, I'm sorry to say that's a red flag. That's a red flag. And again, it's not necessarily saying that he is not a good person, but this may not be the person for you. You want you want to set the tone early in your dating criteria, right? Because texting should be more of an appointment, right? It should be more of a state where it's like, okay, we're going to meet up here to have coffee. I'm big on coffee. I'm big on a nice coffee date. I don't think that, this is just me personally. Especially a person that you're just starting to meet, I need to see you in the daylight. I'm not trying to meet you in no evening where I am putting myself in a position where, like, and this is just my personal opinion, putting myself in a position where I kind of feel the need, or you may not be, or you're more vulnerable to do things even that you necessarily wouldn't do in the daylight. Okay, that's just, again, this is just my humble opinion. I'm just giving you the tea, right? So if it's not an appointment to, hey, I'm here, or when can we meet up, so to speak, and he's just texting you, texting you is a privilege. I'm going to repeat that. When a man is texting you, this is stealing your time. This is stealing your time away from your business, stealing time from your personal development. Every time you have to pick up that phone and get back to somebody, you're taking time away from something else. It's exhausting. I don't know about you, but personally, I don't have the time to sit here and be staring at this screen, absorbing all of the rest of my beautiful juices that I work so hard to moisturize every day. For heaven's sakes, I wear glasses. I don't need to be using my four eyes looking at a screen that is not giving back to me. That's number one. Number two, I would even suggest you writing down what is your criteria, what is your goals when it comes to dating. What is your goals? What are your goals when it comes to dating? Listen, guys, we're not in our 20s anymore. We're not in our 20s and we're not in our 30s. Heaven's sakes, we're not even in our early 40s, right? You want to be extremely strategic when it comes to dating. I was looking at something. I like to look at the $1 million homes because, yes, that is a goal, honey. I like to, because I'm always manifesting. And I was watching this particular episode when it was this handsome couple. They were up in age, and I think they were dating for like maybe 5 months, and they were moving in. I remember my son said something. He said, "Oh, that's fast for them to be moving in." And then he said, "Well, I guess it's different when you're when you're up in age." And I looked at him. I said, "Exactly." Now, my son is in his early 30s. For him to say that, right, it had me thinking. I was like, that is so true. No one has the time to be sitting here talking about, oh, this is my boyfriend. This is my girlfriend. Again, this is perfect personal preference. I realize that for me, moving forward, my dating is I'm looking for a life partner. I'm in a market for a life partner, a husband, dare I say. Okay. And this is something that like even 5 years ago, I thought that I would never ever get married again. But what I had to come to realize is that the person that I was when I chose to get married before, that was a completely different person. I had the whole game wrong. I didn't, and I shout out to uh cultures that match make the couples. And I know a lot of people are against that, but I know a lot of Muslim, um, and even I believe African cultures where you have to come to the family and ask for the hand of the woman and so forth. In the Western culture, we don't do things like that. We go through all these like channels where we're talking, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. But let me tell you something, sweethearts. When you're in your mid age, I don't know about you, but unless you're just in the business of dating and for yourself, like, I just want to have a nice fling, I'm just here to make friends, and I am not in a position, nor will I ever be in a position to want to share my life with somebody else. This conversation is not for you. This conversation is not for you. I'm specifically talking to the women that is in a position where they have done the work, because in order for you to know what you want, you got to know who you are. You can't, and it's unfair to approach and put yourself in a position where you're dating any man when you haven't done the work, because it's hard to ask and make demands on somebody that you haven't made for yourself. It's not fair to him, right? You want to come and show up as your best self. You want to know that you have done the work. You want to know that you are deserving for the things that you are asking for. I'm assuming you did the work, right? So with that being said, now that we know that we're deserving, now that we have the confidence because we done the work, we're snatched, we look good, we feel good, we want to share this with somebody. And you have to have your understanding of what your target is. Yes, your target. We're being strategic because let me tell you something, men are strategic. Men know exactly what they want, what they don't want on site. Okay? On site. A man can sit with you within a couple, after 1 or 2 dates, he already know if he wants to be serious with you or not. Okay? I'm just here to tell you. Okay? You can look it up, you can study it, because trust me, I'm in the trenches, I'm doing the work, guys, and I've been studying it. A man knows. I remember in my 20s, okay? I remember I when I was working at my other occupation, this gentleman told me that maybe he was a couple of years older than me. And I remember I was in this particular relationship and I was speaking to him, and he said to me, and I will never forget this. He said, It does not take a man 2 years to know if he wants to marry you. I'm going to repeat that. It does not take a man 2 years to know if he want to marry you. And a lot of us are dragging these men down the aisle. I am no short. When I in my this is many moons ago, I remember everybody was getting married. I was in my 30s. Everybody was getting married, and I was with my ex at that time, and we were already together, and I had the marriage bug too. Now, I will say that going into the situation, it was presented to me, for us, that was the intention to get married. It wasn't to waste my time because I wouldn't have wasted my time with this individual if that wasn't already said. But still, even with that being said, words are one thing, actions is another, which leads me into my next thing. If this man is only texting you and he never picks up the phone, and voice memo is not a thing, I'm sorry. Just because I can hear your voice, that doesn't mean I can have a relationship with you. Just because you leave me good morning texts and good night and you text me during the course of your day. Guys, these men have you on a rotation. It's easy to shoot a mass text. You know this. It's easy to shoot a mass text to more than one person. We know that, right? But yet and still we fall for it, right? Because we're lonely. We haven't been in the game for a long time. We're shy. This person is taking the time to think about us. Who doesn't love a compliment? Who doesn't love to be thought about? But the danger in this is psychologically, you are convincing yourself that you're in a relationship. You're not. You're not in a relationship. You're not in a relationship, and this is unhealthy because what happens is it's also a game. Now, again, this is not about bashing men. I'm just putting my girls on here because there are situations where individuals, especially after this, after once the pandemic hit, because we already know what's going on. But once the world has changed, it changed a lot in terms of how people interact with one another. And I want to make that known, but we have to, as women, we have to protect ourselves, especially when we are in this sensitive portal, which is in our 50s, in our silver years, right? Because you want to approach dating in a healthy state. People are living longer, people are healthier, people are more educated when it comes to longevity. With that being said, we have to approach our dating life strategically. Think about it. You approached how you accomplished your education, your approach to everything else in your life, you vet, right? It's the same when it comes to your dating life. It was put on my spirit to share this with you guys because I'm hearing a lot, even with myself. I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute. For a short time, there was a situation similar to what I'm speaking, and instantly I cut that thing out. Okay? Because I would say if you meet somebody within the week, you should already be making up when you're going to see each other, when are you going to go for a date. After the first date, immediately, especially if you guys hit it off, immediately within the week, within that time frame, he should be making another time to meet up again. Phone calls should be happening. You should be on the phone with each other. He should be calling you. And I'm going to do more segments in terms of other things to look out for, because it's been put on my spirit to share this with you guys, because I just feel like, especially with women that's in their 50s and up, the game has changed tremendously in terms of like how we used to. Because think about it, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't even have the internet when we were born, okay? So we may not be baby boomers, but a lot of the things in terms of the approach, in terms of how men and women approach dating, has changed tremendously. And you may not be privy. And I just wanted to share this with you guys because, of course, I'm not the know all be all, but if I can put a seed or plant a seed in your mind, and or rearrange how you see certain things, and maybe putting light onto something that you are dealing with currently right now, so you can investigate. Um, I've done my job. I've done my job. So take time, guys. Take time, meditate, meditate, spend time with the Creator, understand your worth, understand what you have to offer, because you are the prize, guys. You are the prize. Guys, be sure to check out all the links down below so you will be privy of all the things I have coming up. I'm working on a couple of things that I will be offering to you guys in the near future. So be sure to check those links out down below. Of course, sign up to my email list because I have some things that I've been working on that I will be offering in the future. Of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel for this podcast at Elizabeth Magical Garden Podcast, as well as subscribe to my vlog channel at Elizabeth Magical Garden. I love my community on there. Be sure to subscribe to that vlog channel over there. I would love to have you be part of that community, guys. Guys, stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Peace.
Hey guys, leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram because what is popping over there. And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.